Hello, welcome to my junk journal. The other day, I crocheted my very first purse. Decided that I wanted to share the joy of crocheting a purse. So here we are today. You're gonna crochet a purse with me. Blah, 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 blah. I figured you guys would probably want to see what you're making before you dedicate all of your time watching this video. We're making this specific purse. She's big, she's beautiful, she's sturdy, she's strong. I love her. She has all of my stuff in it. Look at, I have to carry everything with me at all times, and this is the perfect purse for me. Anyway, carry on, Anna. Let's go over the materials that we're gonna need. You're gonna need at least 2 things of yarn. This is Red Heart yarn, which I usually don't recommend, but for this project it was perfect. But you will be crocheting with 2 different kinds of yarn at once, 2 things of yarn. So you could choose the same color or different, whatever, you just need 2. You're also going to need a needle and embroidery thread. This is a 5.75 millimeter hook, and this is a 14-inch zipper. You're also going to need your best pair of scissors. If you've seen my videos before, you know that I'm not the best teacher, okay? I can't teach you how to crochet. I can teach you how to make stuff when you already know how to crochet, though. So please be patient with me and be forgiving and give me grace. So if that's not something you're comfortable with, I did want to give you that warning before you continue to watch this video. Let's start this purse, shall we? To find your center pole, I like to check to be sure that my yarn has a good, reliable center pole before I buy it. Find the center pole in both of our skeins of yarn. That's what we're looking like. And after you have the center pole from both of your pieces of yarn, you're going to grab both of them together and you are going to do your slip knot. Insert your hook, and we are going to chain 36. Yarn over, skip a stitch, and 1 half double crochet all the way down your chain. And when you get to the end, you should have 35 half double crochets. Okay, now I have 35 half double crochets. What I am going to do is, when I get to the end in my last one, I'm going to add 3 more half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And my least favorite part, aside from doing the straps, is crocheting all along the other side of my chain. So we're going to go through. I like to crochet over my ends here so that I don't have to weave those in later. But we're going to do 35 more half double crochets all along here. And when we get to the end, we are going to do another 3, and then we are going to slip stitch these together. But I'll show you when we get there. If I am being completely honest with you, I had an epiphany, okay? I need to stop saying that I'm a bad teacher, and instead I need to start phrasing it as I'm not the best teacher right now, but I'm working to improve my teaching skills. I'm actively working to improve my teaching skills. I've decided that if I want to be successful, then I need to start acting successful. And acting successful means not talking down on myself and not accepting less, and instead trying to work to improve what I already got going on. I do not want to half-ass this. Therefore, we are going to re-explain this, okay? So how long you want your bag to be, that's what you're going to decide when you are making this chain. I did 36 and my bag came out really big, which is what I am looking for. I want a bag that fits my journal. I want a bag that fits my work apron. I want a bag that fits everything in it for me. So I did 36. If you want a smaller bag, I believe that this one was 32. To start your chain, you grab both yarns. And just because I'm teaching this a little bit better. I'm not going to do what I did for that one, so I'm not going to do my 36. I'm going to say that I want my bag to be 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to say that I want it 10 stitches long. And then I'm going to do one more for my turning stitch. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to skip one and go into my second from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you do your last. Now usually you would chain one, turn your work. No. You see how you have this here? You are going to yarn over and you are going to do 1, oops, 2. Now if it helps you to do a stitch marker, you might want to add a stitch marker into the second half double crochet that you add here. That's going to be the top of your row there. 3. Boop. So you added 3 extra at the end here. Now when you come back around, that second stitch that I told you to add a stitch marker in, that's where you're going to add your next 3. So then I would go on the opposite side of my chain here and oops, I'm going to do 10 stitches on this side of my chain. I'm going to go over my ends here. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in my 10th, I'm going to do 10 and then 1, 2, 3. So in that last, in your 10th stitch or your last stitch, you're going to do 3 extra. So I did my 10 on this side of the chain, and my last stitch has my 10th stitch plus 3 more. And then I'm going to slip stitch into my very first stitch from the beginning. And that's going to create your base. I hope that makes sense. So I chained 1, half double crocheted all the way till the end. I did my 3 half double crochets at the end. I worked my 10 along the other side of my chain. In my 10th stitch, I added those extra 3 and I slip stitched to the very beginning. Okay. So my first stitch that I did over here is slip stitch into that one. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to repeat that process. Like I said, your third, so the top stitch on both sides, that's going to continue to get those 3 stitches. Now we are going to continue to crochet down the back and then we will slip stitch right here at the beginning. Typically tell like that because I chained 1, that's where I'm going to need to slip stitch. I will come here and I'll do my 3 extra right here. Now I'll be back. I do recommend doing some hand stretches. My hands get so sore when I'm working with 2 yarns at one time. Okay, so we have another round done. So just to recap, we had our chain 36. We went down that whole chain and we did 35 half double crochets. When we got to the end, 3 half double crochets and turned our work so that we could crochet alongside the other side of the chain. When we got to the end here, we put 3 half double crochets and slip stitched to the beginning of our work. After that, we chained 1, we went all the way down, we added 3 in the middle extra stitch that we did, And then we continued to chain all the way around, and we repeated that process. We are going to do that one more time. This is going to be the last row that we do, and then we are going to start working up to create our purse. So now the bottom of our bag is done. This one's actually a little bit bigger than my previous bags because I decided that I need a little bit more space. So this is going to be a bigger purse than my first ones, but this is what we are looking like so far. And now chain 2, 1, 2. And this time we are going to yarn over and double crochet in every single stitch, no more increasing in any of the stitches. We are going to crochet in the front loops only, so the ones on like the inside of your project. So, is it front or back loops? I don't know. The ones, like I said, on the inside of your project here. And we are going to crochet all the way around. I did finally finish my first row. Okay, and you're going to see because we crocheted on the inner loops only, it looks like it's starting to form a bag. Super exciting, super simple, super easy. I know I'm not the best at explaining. I hope you were able to pick up what I was putting down. Now what we are going to do after we slip stitch the ends together here is we are going to continue to chain 2 and double crochet until the bag is as tall as we want. It is completely up to you how tall you want your bag to be. I'm making mine a little bit bigger than my other one because I want to be able to fit my journal. I don't like not taking my journal to work, and I don't like not taking the purse that I crocheted to work. So I've got to crochet a purse that can fit my journal in it. So it's going to be a bit of a bigger bag, and I'm super excited to see how it comes out. To be honest, I'm not as far along in this purse as I should be. It is now nighttime. I'm moving slow, but my bag is officially big enough to hold my journal. I am going to do, because I'm going to have the zipper, so it's going to be a tight fit. So I'm going to do another row. In my next row, I am going to decrease every 10th stitch. So the body of my bag is done. I did end up doing 2 more rows. I did double crochets and decreased every 10th stitch, and then I did single crochets and I decreased every 12th stitch because it seemed like my zipper wasn't going to be quite long enough, and I wanted to be sure it was a good fit. The straps are super simple but super tedious. This is my least favorite part, but we're almost there. We are almost there. Chain 85. 85. We're going to chain 85. This is my chain of 80 freaking 5. Okay, now we have to double crochet all the way down. I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I still am working with my 2 things of yarn. That's not changing. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the thing. Okay, so I have my straps done. 1 strap, 2 strap, and the body of my bag is complete. Now we are going to work on attaching the zipper because I like to do that part first. So my last 2 rows, I did my decreases because my zipper was just a little bit too short and I wanted to be sure that it had a good fit. So unzip it, and I'm going to line up my zipper where I'm going to sew it. So you're going to take your thread and you're going to put it in your needle here. Boop, 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 boop. And tie your knot. Okay. Okay. I have my zipper. Oh, my feet are falling asleep. This lined up where I want it, the zipper here. See how it's kind of poking out the top? And I'm going to poke it through this side, make sure it's lined up. I'm going to poke it through this side. And then I'm going to go, basically I just go through my stitches, okay? And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to come back around and perfect the end there because I kind of didn't start in the perfect spot, but that's okay. I'm just going to continue working. You go in through the back, through the stitch. Okay. In through the back. Oop. Oop. I don't like that. Board. See that there? That stitch. So I'm going to go right through there. After my first side is done, I cut my yarn and I tie it twice. So you're going to want to do that. I also like to zip it just to be sure that it zips. Okay, so we're looking like this so far. We have it on one side. Now we are going to unzip it back up. And we are going to line up our second piece. Now you want to be sure it is face down, like facing the right way so that it zips properly. And it's looking good. We are going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Yeah, I need to get a better setup for recording what I'm doing. We will get there. Okay, now we have a bag that zips. I'll admit that my zipper is not perfect. I have not mastered that part quite yet, but she zips perfect, so I'm not complaining. Moment of truth. Does my journal fit? It does. Nice and secure. Now let's attach our straps. First, you have to decide where you want your straps to go. On my other ones, I counted 8 stitches from the end to where my straps were. You just want to be sure it's even on both sides. So I counted 8 stitches from like the end-ish to there, and I got that. Once you have one side done, it's super simple because the other side is the exact same. The only thing is you want to be sure your strap is not twisted. So make sure it is absolutely not twisted, because I did that last time and I was not happy. I had to take the whole strap off and I had to do it again. You also want to be sure that you have like the same number of stitches that you're sewing down. So like when I look at my actual strap, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches, so that you're crocheting like the same amount on all of your straps. So like you'll crochet 4 stitches down. Once you have your strap where you want it, you are going to go through the back towards the bottom of your strap. And you're just going to you're going to go back through and you're just going to, I don't know, sew your strap on there. So I'm back here right now. I'm going to come back up through the front. And I just like to be sure that I'm getting down here, up here, go through here. Just be careful not to go through your zipper. Right there. Before you tie it off, just check to be sure your strap is secure. I like to be sure that there's not too much hanging here. So I'm going to go through here and re-secure here. Just want to end in the back here because that's where you're going to cut this and you're going to tie these off. Okay, when you're doing the other straps, you literally just want to line them up with your front straps and you're going to repeat the same process. So all of my straps are on. Now I have my purse and she is literally perfect. There is one more thing that I'm going to show you. It's completely optional. If you want to stop here, you can stop here. But I'm going to take an old folder that I had, and I am going to cut it in the shape of the bottom of my bag. I'll show you how I do that. So this is the folder that I have. As you can see, I've made other purses because I don't have much of a folder left. Open my bag up. See how big we need to make this. And do my best to shape this in the shape of the bottom of my bag. I'm going to take some duct tape. Where's my tape? And duct tape. Now I'm going to put this at the bottom of my bag to keep it sturdy. Let's see what she looks like when we put our stuff in here. I'm going to do my journal, my makeup bag, my wallet, gum, my deodorant, my medicine, and my inhaler. Oh, she is beauty. She is grace. I can fit so much in here. That is how you make a purse. I love her very much. I'm so excited. Thank you for watching my not so amazing tutorial. I hope that you stick around to watch me improve my teaching skills, and I hope that you were able to kind of see how I did this. I know it's not a perfect process. I know that I don't exactly know how to sew, but you know what? I think she's cute.